Hello and welcome to Channel 781 Headlines. The big news in Waltham is the opening of the new high school. The first day of school was August 27th, and for the first time, students attended the new Waltham High School at 554 Lexington Street. The new school cost about $400 million, making it the most expensive public high school ever built in Massachusetts. And the opening was covered by several Boston news outlets. The new facilities, which Superintendent Marisa Mendonsa described as epic, include state-of-the-art shops for 18 different career and technical programs. The school has been under construction for about 5 years, and before that there were several years of discussion in the community about the best location. The city ultimately used eminent domain to take the 42-acre property, which was previously a retreat center for Catholic priests and monks. The former high school building at 617 Lexington Street is now home to the dual language school and Valor high school programs, and school committee meetings will still take place there. School staff are offering tours of the new school for Waltham residents, and the next one will take place on October 19th from 1 to 5 p.m. September 3rd was the state primary election, and Waltham State Rep. Tom Stanley beat Democrat challenger Heather May by about 700 votes. He'll face off against Republican Carly Downs and Independent Sean Diamond in the general election on November 5th. In the governor's council race, challenger Mara Dolan beat long-serving incumbent Marilyn Petito Devaney by about 500 votes. Republicans chose former Marine and U.S. Attorney John Deaton to challenge Elizabeth Warren for her seat in the U.S. Senate in November. Ron Leibowitz is stepping down as president of Brandeis University. On September 25th, the chair of the Brandeis Board of Trustees sent a letter to the university community announcing Leibowitz, who has served since 2016, will step down effective November 1st. The letter did not give a reason, but it came 2 days after the Brandeis faculty posted a vote of no confidence in Leibowitz, accusing him of damaging errors in judgment and poor leadership in several areas, including financial management and his handling of student protests. The letter said businessman and Brandeis alum Arthur E. Levine will take over as interim president. In the Waltham City Council, some councilors are accusing the city's Zoning Board of Appeals of exceeding its authority by approving projects that should not be allowed under Waltham zoning ordinances. While the City Council is responsible for establishing the city's zoning rules, the ZBA has the authority to grant certain types of exceptions under state law. At the September 23rd City Council meeting, Councilors Logan and Harris submitted a resolution that claimed many variances recently approved by the ZBA undermined the intent of the zoning ordinances or exceeded the board's authority under the state law, and that in some cases this caused, quote, substantial detriment to the public good, end quote. The council sent the resolution to the Rules and Ordinances Committee, which asked the City Law Department to work with the ZBA to ensure their decisions are consistent with state law. Members of the ZBA are appointed by the mayor and approved by the council, and there's currently an opening on the board. Our team discussed this issue in more detail in our debrief show that we posted a few days ago, so check that out if you haven't already. This issue was also covered by the new Waltham Times on their website. Speaking of the Waltham Times, they will be hosting a community forum for people who want to learn more about their work to create a new nonprofit professional newspaper for Waltham. That will be on November 6th, 2 to 5 p.m. at the Charles River Museum, and you can find more info at walthamtimes.org. In Fernald news, 2 nonprofit organizations have submitted proposals to lease and redevelop 3 of the buildings at the site in response to the request for proposals posted by the city. Caritas Communities, a Braintree-based group that seeks to prevent homelessness, is interested in turning Dolan Hole into housing for veterans. Opportunities for Inclusion, a Waltham-based organization that serves people with developmental disabilities, is interested in turning the North Nurses Building into housing for disabled adults and the North Building into an adult daycare. They noted in their proposal that they have not seen the buildings due to the lack of site visits, and they're not sure how much much the redevelopment would cost. At the September 9th City Council meeting, the mayor asked the council to approve all 3 proposals. They referred the proposals to the Committee of the Whole, which approved them. The next step is for the city to draft leases, which will also need to be approved by the council. As far as we know, the city has not received any proposals in response to the RFPs posted for 3 other buildings on the site, which sought lessees to redevelop them as affordable housing and senior housing. We also discussed this in more detail on our debrief show. Results are in from the study the city commissioned evaluating the impact of opening up Moody Street to pedestrians and cyclists. The Moody Street Pedestrian Mall feasibility study, prepared by Niche Engineering, analyzes traffic and other impacts of 3 possible plans to fully or partially close Moody to cars. You can find the report on the city website, and the engineers also plan to present it at the next Traffic Commission meeting, which is on October 17th. Our team also discussed that report and several other traffic-related issues on the debrief show. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to vote on November 5th.